The alien delegation arrived in a vessel shaped like a curling leaf, soft, organic, almost apologetic in its design. It drifted into the neutral zone between star systems with its weapons ports sealed, and its running lights set to a warm amber glow, the universal signal of peaceful intent. Ambassador Lyra of the Velhari people stood at the forward observation deck and watched the human shuttle approach. She had studied humanity for 11 years. She had learned their languages, their gestures, their habit of smiling when nervous. She believed she understood them. The shuttle docked gently. The airlock opened. Commander James Rourke stepped through with his hand extended and a genuine smile on his weathered face. Behind him came a small delegation, a diplomat, a linguist, a cultural attaché. No weapons. No armor. Just people, dressed in clean navy uniforms, with a pale blue earth insignia on their shoulders. "Ambassador Lyra," Rourke said warmly, "on behalf of the United Terran Assembly, thank you for this moment." Lyra took his hand. Her 4 fingers wrapped carefully around his 2. She smiled back. For 3 hours, they talked. About star maps. About trade. About the philosophy of life across the universe. It was everything first contact was supposed to be, careful, warm, and full of quiet wonder. Then her long-range sensors chimed softly. Lyra's chief navigator, a young Velhari named Orin, pulled her aside between sessions with a look she had never seen on his face before. Confusion layered beneath something colder. "Ambassador," he whispered, "our passive sensors are detecting a gravitational anomaly. Approximately 12,000 kilometers off our port side. It's been there since the humans arrived." Lyra kept her expression neutral. "A natural formation?" "No." Orin's eyes were steady. "It's moving with us." She returned to the meeting table and studied Rourke's face as he laughed at something the linguist said. He was relaxed, comfortable. The laugh reached his eyes. That was what unsettled her most. She asked him directly. That was the Velhari way. No games, no careful maneuvering. Just truth laid plainly on the table like an offering. "Commander Rourke," she said, during a quiet moment between discussions, "what is 12,000 kilometers off our port side?" The table went still. Rourke set down his cup slowly. He looked at her for a long moment, not with guilt, not with hostility, but with the expression of a man deciding how much respect to offer. He made his decision. He touched a small device on his wrist. Outside the observation viewport, space folded. That was the only way to describe it. A ripple, like heat above summer pavement, spreading outward from a point of nothing. And then the nothing became something. A warship materialized from empty space, like a thought becoming solid. Dark gray hull. 3 kilometers long. Gun ports closed but present. Running lights off. The TS steadfast. The Velhari crew stood frozen at their stations. Rourke's voice was calm and even. "She's been with us since we left Terran space. She goes everywhere we go." He paused. "We came in peace, Ambassador. We mean every word of that. But humanity learned a long time ago that peace is easier to keep when the other side knows the cost of breaking it." The silence that followed lasted nearly a full minute. Then Ambassador Lyra did something that surprised even her own crew. She laughed, short, genuine, and slightly exhausted, the way one laughs when a puzzle finally resolves itself. "You smiled at me for 3 hours," she said. "Yes," Rourke agreed. "And the whole time." "The whole time," he confirmed. Lyra looked out at the steadfast hanging in the dark, patient and immovable as a mountain. Then she looked back at Rourke. His open face, his easy posture, his hand still wrapped around the cup of Velhari tea. She understood humanity a little better now. "Let's continue the negotiations," she said quietly. Rourke smiled again. I'd like that very much.